Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come.
Welcome to I-94 West Chamber of Commerce Spotlight Web Channel in partnership with Cloud Media LLC.
Hi, my name is Bill McMullen, and I'm the owner of the local Money Mailer here in the Northwest Twin Cities. We focus on delivering customers and keeping and getting new customers for existing businesses in the area, especially the Twin Cities. We do that by focusing on this red, white, and blue envelope that you may have seen in your mailbox. It comes out every month. And we mail that to primarily homeowners, families, and make over 6 figures. The reason we do that, this targeted marketing allows you to get a coupon or an offer in front of an audience that is twice as likely to use it over incomes that are lower than that. What we specialize in is the target marketing here through direct mail. We also have an application on a smartphone, and we have online coupons available through many of our online applications as well. So if you're interested in getting more customers and keeping more customers, feel free to reach out to Bill McMullen at Money Mailer. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Brad Swenson with Device Pit Stop. We're a retail store with locations in Maple Grove and Minnetonka. We sell certified pre-owned smartphones, computers, and tablets, and we're also the #1 rated and ranked computer repair and cell phone repair shop in the state of Minnesota. Again, we're open 7 days a week, and we'd love to see all of you in one of our stores in Maple Grove and Minnetonka.
Hi, I'm Jen Hickel, and I'm the owner of Rogers School of Music in Rogers, Minnesota. We teach music lessons to all ages, from ages 5 to adult. We teach piano, guitar, voice, violin, bass, and drums. And while we've been growing our small company, we've realized the need for online digital marketing help. So now we've expanded our company. We help other music schools and other appointment-based, service-based local companies with their Facebook marketing, website, and SEO. So that company is called Never Alone Business Services, and it's our joy to help other companies grow just like we have when you face the challenges of an ever-changing world of technology.
Hi, my name is Chris Peterson. I'm here to represent Highway 55 Rental and Sales Incorporated. We're located just off of Highway 55 in Medina, east of Plymouth. We're a full-service rental center, proudly employing one of the best rental staffs in the state, I'd like to say. We've been family-owned and operated since 1978. We rent everything from landscaping equipment to lawn and garden equipment. We do event rentals, canopies, inflatables, tents, tables, chairs, trucks, you name it, we rent it. Thank you.
I'm Dawn Spear. Some of you may recognize me from some of the I-94 West Chamber events. Usually I have my flag available. I have recently been named as the interim president of the I-94 Chamber, and we just wanted to send a message out to our members and our future members that the board of directors and I are committed to making sure your questions and concerns are met. I can be reached at info@i94westchamber.org or 763-428-2921. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Dennis Dean. Everybody calls me Big D, and I'm here today to invite you to our dealership, Miller Chevrolet. As a salesperson at Miller Chevrolet, I promise to provide you with a buying experience that will exceed your expectations. So, when you're ready to buy a new or used vehicle, give Big D a call at 763-464-1222. And thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Heidi Highland, and I'm the owner of Heidi's Lifestyle Gardens, which is a fine gardening service and landscaping company. And we most recently bought the former Lawn King, now called Grow House, and we're located in Corcoran. That is a full-service nursery and garden center. And the best thing about us is that we grow premium quality products that you can't find elsewhere. We're doing the nursery spin a little bit differently. So come on out to Corcoran and try us on for size, and we can get your landscape and home gardens really successful.
Hi, I'm Sandy Griniger with Family Youth Community Connections, FYCC, in the St. Michael Albertville area. We do programs that promote healthy family, healthy kids, healthy communities. We do programs such as building beds for kids that are sleeping on the ground, emergency pantry, breakfast and snack program for kids that are coming to school hungry. We do bike rodeos, so we get helmets on kids before the summer starts so that they're safe in the summer. Family bingo and many other activities. Look us up at myfycc.com.
Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we we come. Here we come. Here we come.
Chris, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a part of Spotlight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Oh, tell me a little bit about your company.
So our company, Highway 55 Rental, is based out of Medina, Minnesota. It's been there since 1978, and it was started by my dad and uncle, Reg and Jeff Peterson. They started off just doing trailer sales, a few pieces of construction equipment, which was actually created after they had started the topsoil business, which they used some of that set equipment for to dig out of the dirt on the family farm. Throughout the years, it's kind of evolved into a full-service rental center. So now we rent not only trailers, construction equipment, landscaping equipment, but we also rent stuff on the event side of things, party rental stuff. Think canopies, tables, tents, chairs, stuff for graduation parties, weddings, corporate parties, pretty much any type of celebration you can think of. We rent stuff for that. We also do a lot of moving truck rentals. If people are in the area, you've probably seen Highway 55 rental trucks driving around. We also rent lawn and garden equipment, wood chippers. It would literally take 15 minutes probably to list everything, and we'd be missing stuff still. We also have gotten into some of the service side in terms of we'll actually do lawnmower repairs, snowblower repairs, small engine service and repair. So we've built up into a few more services, always changing and evolving, but it's kind of the core business is basically the party and event rental side, and then the tool and equipment rental side.
So is there anything you don't rent, Chris?
Yes, a lot of things. But we try and rent as much as possible.
Why? Why do you offer these services?
Well, especially these days, I think more and more people are finding that buying something to only use once or twice is not only not the best economical decision, but people are dealing with space issues oftentimes. People may have the money, for example, to buy equipment, but they don't want to because they already have their whole garage filled up with stuff. Maybe they're already renting a mini storage facility somewhere else. They don't need to buy something they're only going to use. A lot of people, for grad parties, for example, it's not like you're going to purchase a $2,000 tent to have 1, 2, or even 3 of your kids use it for a grad party that's going to happen once in their lives. Homeowners, they're doing a remodeling project. You're probably not going to remodel your bathroom more than once or twice in the next 10 to 15 years. You rent the equipment for that one job, you bring it back to us, we maintain the equipment, we service it, and when we rent it out, you're getting something that works and is a little more industrial grade oftentimes than what you might buy at a big box store on the cheap.
So instead of buying that equipment and having it lose value from day one, you guys keep it well maintained?
We do. We'd like to think so. Obviously in rental, like any business, you have your hiccups. In the rental game, to be candid, oftentimes we're in a place where you want to hold on to it and maintain it as long as possible, from an ROI standpoint, but you also, want to be offering the customers the newest and the best stuff you have. So, our goal these days especially has been to pay the extra money to buy the nicest stuff we absolutely can, and that way, it lasts longer. The people who use it are going to be happier with it. And frankly, we're going to deal with less headaches, from the customer service side and complaints and whatnot. So it's a win-win. We like to think so, at least.
Awesome. How do you plan to grow?
Well, we've dealt some blows in the past. Honestly, some of the big boxes that came in, started renting the lawn and garden stuff for really cheap, or even selling it for much cheaper than we could afford to rent it for. So we had to shift our focus, instead of some of the smaller lawn and garden stuff into larger equipment like trenchers, really focusing on the bobcats, on larger wood chippers, stump grinders, things that you're not going to find at, again, a big box store to buy. We shifted that focus. That's been helping growth quite a bit. Moving trucks have always been solid. Obviously, that's kind of a ebb and flow with the housing market. If people are moving a lot in and out of houses, in and out of apartments, you're going to see more moving trucks. Trailers have always been a tried and true for us. We've slowly grown into much larger trailers. For example, we just bought a 7-foot by 20-foot enclosed trailer, which is humongous. And honestly, 5 years ago, we would have probably thought, never in a million years would we buy something like this. And now it's renting out a lot. It's a need that we've been asked for over time, and now we finally bit the bullet, bought it, and people are renting it. And I like to differentiate between the tool and the event side. So that's the tool side, the equipment side. Those are some anecdotal pieces there. As far as the event side goes, the event side is actually growing a lot right now. We're finding, we were just looking at the numbers the other day, and actually our professionally installed tents, so you can call us up and we can rent you a tent. You can come and pick it up, install it yourself. We'll give you the instructions. Most of our tents honestly don't take more than an hour to set up. You can save some money that way. We found in the past couple of years, a lot of people are spending a little extra to have us come and set up the tents for them. Takes a lot of the headache out of it. So we've been growing into larger tents. We've been figuring out more efficient ways to set up those tents. One of the big things in our industry is liability. So somebody who wants a tent put up, say on in a parking lot, which happens a lot, they don't want us to drill in. So now we've got to figure out, all right, we need to bring out big, heavy, cement weights. Well, how do you move those weights around in a way that, isn't going to break somebody's back or isn't going to take, 15 trips in a vehicle? So this year, for example, we just bought a drop deck trailer. Drop deck trailer, it's 14 feet long. It can hold up to 10,000 pounds. Drop deck meaning it can literally drop the ground, or the bottom of it can drop all the way to ground level. So you can wheel up, a 700-pound weight right onto it without, any sort of incline. Lift it up, bring it out to the site. We can bring, multiple thousands of pounds out to a site to set up a tent with. Now the nice thing about that is we can also, when we're not using that for the party store, we can also use that piece of equipment to rent out at the tool store. So, the symbiotic relationship between party and tool oftentimes is where a tool might be used for a customer, it might also be used by our event rental staff. Where a truck might be rented out for a homeowner moving into a new home, we might also use that truck to move party equipment around. So that's been a nice piece of the business. I guess that was a long answer to that question.
Well, it sounds like a very diverse business and a growing business. I know you're based in Medina, Minnesota. What areas do you serve?
We serve, honestly, we'll serve the entire metro. I mean, we're doing we just did a delivery of a bunch of patio heaters to Wyoming, Minnesota. It's an hour away. That's the first time we've delivered out there. Frankly, we probably wouldn't do that, in our really busy months. So for the most part, we're servicing the Western Metro, I'd say, is probably our sweet spot. Maple Grove, Medina, Plymouth, Wayzata, Orono, the Minnetonka area, and then we've started to service the I-94 corridor because we're seeing a lot of growth up here too. I mean, when we started, 38 years ago, it was nothing but besides the Medina Entertainment Center, the Medina Ballroom, and now there's a ton of growth. So we've expanded. We'll service, Minneapolis, but we'll also get up here into St. Michael and Rogers and Albertville.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for your time, Chris.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. Introduce yourself and your company.
Yes, absolutely. My name is Brad Swenson. I'm with Device Pit Stop, and we're a retail store with locations in Minnetonka and Maple Grove. And we sell certified pre-owned computers, cell phones and tablets, things like MacBooks and iMacs and iPhones and iPads. And they're certified pre-owned, so they're about half the price of new, so it's a great value. We're also the #1 rated and ranked repair shop in the whole state of Minnesota. So if you check out Google Plus or Facebook, Yelp, Angie's List, the Better Business Bureau, you'll see that customers love the service we provide, whether it's cell phone repairs or laptop repairs. For cell phone repairs, we keep all the parts of major cell phones in stock. So typically we can repair most phones within an hour or two while you wait. And then things like computers, we repair all of those in our shop. So we don't ship them off to some other place far, far away. So we can typically get those done within 2 to 3 days and have you up and running with your computer that quickly.
That's super. It's a digital life these days. You can't
Certainly
go,
is.
Can't go very long without your cell phone or your computer. If folks out there are looking for a repair service provider, what advice would you offer to them?
You know what's interesting? I think our industry is getting a bit of a bad rap, perhaps what auto repair shops had 20 or 30 years ago. But the interesting thing in today's transparent society, when you do have things like social media where customers can go out and talk about the service they had, it can be very transparent about whether you're dealing with a good company or a bad company. So I strongly encourage consumers, whatever business they're looking for, and certainly in my industry, whether you're looking to buy a device or get a device repaired, go to social media and see what everyone else is saying about it. Don't only look at the stars or the ranking, but look at how many people review that company, and then make your decision in part based on those kind of things.
Super. What makes your business unique? Why is Device Pit Stop unique in your industry?
Sure. So my vision really is a combination of an Apple store and a big box retailer like Best Buy. If you have an Apple device, you've probably been to an Apple store, and you probably had a pretty wonderful experience. They have well-trained staff there, wonderful devices. It's really a good experience. The only problems are you got to schedule an appointment or wait in line a long time, and if you have anything outside of an Apple device, they're not going to be able to help you. At my store, we carry all sorts of different Apple products, and my staff really is very similar to the Genius Bar, and we should be able to answer most of your questions, most of the time at no cost, and then certainly repair all those devices. And then, you know, a wonderful organization like Best Buy, a nice local company. They carry a lot of really nice inventory. The problem is devices still can be expensive. In our store, we have a full selection of devices, whether it's Windows or Google or Android or Apple, and it's all, as I mentioned earlier, certified pre-owned, so it's a fraction of the cost of new.
Super. The cost of smartphones keeps going up. You're talking about price. Computers could be very expensive. Any shopping tips you can offer, Brad?
Yeah, well, the Apple 10 just came out, and we all see how expensive that is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad to consider a model maybe a couple generations back. So if you look at, in that case, an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 7, fraction of the cost of a new device. And when you're buying from an organization like ours, we put a warranty on it, so we've tested it and made sure everything is working appropriately. And if there ever is a problem, we can repair those devices in-house. Similar things like laptops, think MacBooks. Perhaps your child for school wants a MacBook. If you go and buy a new one, it could be several $1,000s. Again, at my store, offering certified pre-owned, it's going to be about half the price of new. A couple generations older, but really should get the same experience out of a machine like that.
4 kids, they all want the latest and greatest, don't they?
It's expensive.
Absolutely. Any gift ideas for the upcoming holiday season?
Yeah, well, as far as stocking stuffers, it's always things like charger cables for your phones, especially with all those kids. I'm sure you're fighting over all the different cords.
Indeed.
Nice, each child perhaps get their own color so they know whose is whose, so who's stealing from who. Bluetooth speakers still are very popular. They keep getting better and better in quality, and the price keeps coming down. So we've got a wide selection of new devices. Accessories, things like cell phone cases, used to be just for protection, but now it's also for fashion. You can get some pretty fun-looking cell phone cases. Another really popular device are the tablets. Perhaps right now you've got a phone, you've got a computer, but wow, on a Saturday or Sunday morning to curl up on the couch, and whether you're going to watch a movie or read the newspaper, to have that nice small device to be able to do that with Great device for kids or for folks our age, or even for parents, grandparents. Super easy to use. And again, when you're buying certified pre-owned, it's going to be a fraction of the cost of the new devices.
Awesome. Yeah, one device in every hand in the household, right?
Just one? Why not two? Got two hands.
Outstanding. Thanks for your time today, Brad.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself and your company.
Absolutely. So I'm Jen Hickel, and I started Rogers School of Music actually way back when I was even in college, and I started teaching piano lessons to kids in my neighborhood, and it grew, but right away I realized I loved business, not just teaching. So I started hiring other teachers and expanding my company. Well, now we are located in Rogers here, and we have 500 students that take lessons every single week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been so exciting. And so as we've grown, I think the challenge is being part of a huge metropolitan area as the Twin Cities, right? But not everybody's going to drive, from the other end of the Twin Cities. So I've had to get really good at marketing, online especially, and knowing who is going to drive to music lessons here. And so as my company's grown, I've actually turned into also a business coach. So I work with other music schools all around the nation, in Canada. I even have a client in the US Virgin Islands. And it's so fun to not only be able to impact our community with music lessons and the kids that live around here and that are local, but also getting to grow and expand other music schools all around the nation. And we've even started having other clients in the UK. And so we're expanding beyond just music schools. But basically, what we found is the challenge of small business owners is how do you channel this online marketing for your business? And I really believe that business owners should stick to what they're really good at, right? And so a lot of times they don't have time to figure out this online marketing stuff, or they just aren't tech savvy, right? And so working with other companies that are local, service-based, appointment-based has been a real win for us. So a lot of our clients are chiropractors, maybe construction companies, other tutors offering other children's services, logical choices like that. So I just, it was a couple years ago that Rogers School of Music was becoming so successful, and I thought, why just Rogers? We can help so many more people, and I just really have a passion for business in general.
That's super. You moved beyond starting with your own business and getting it to the point where it's grown, and then taking those same things that you learned and applying it then to other businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. So specifically to that business, what kind of services do you offer?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So we start with their online presence. How are they doing? If you Google what they do, not the name of their company, but what they do, are they coming up? Are they ranking? How's their website? A lot of times we're so close to our own business that we don't even realize we're confusing our potential clients, or giving them even too much information or whatever. So I start with really a website analysis, and I say, what's going on here, and how can we make it really crystal clear that what you do, what makes you different, and why people should choose you. But then it's not good enough just to have a great website if nobody can find it, right? So that's the whole mysterious world of SEO. And it's constantly changing. And I've got a techie husband who's my geek. He's my geek hero, right? And he stays on top of all of that. And so with this client, we'll make sure their website's really great, but then we'll do everything that Google wants to make sure it's ranking so that people are actually finding them. And then depending if you're in New York, Chicago, Houston, you've got a lot of competition. There's a lot of people in that area. We've got to pull out the big guns. And that's Google AdWords and different things like that. And there's a lot we can do. So we customize every package, depending on the business, depending on the competition, what can we do for them, and how can we really get them to be ranking on page one. Another service that's really hot right now is Facebook marketing. Most people are on Facebook. They use it, right, as a consumer. Maybe they're on it with their business, but how do you actually get new clients from Facebook? Well, because we're in this interesting situation of the Twin Cities, but not quite, wanting to reach the entire Twin Cities, I had to get really good at Facebook. And what's so interesting is you can target exactly your ideal clients in the exact area that you are. So that's one thing that I really love, helping small businesses be able to tap into that. And it can be very overwhelming. But I got 100 new music students last year from just Facebook alone. So I know that my formula works. And part of it, I think, is because I've got the mom brain, right? So moms are on Facebook. I know what they're looking for, and I know what makes them go, no ad, right? They just want to skim past it. And what engages them, because Facebook is social. So how do you use social media for marketing? You're social, right? You gotta have to know that. It's a different platform. But that's been a lot of fun. So those are our main things: website, SEO, Facebook, and then of course we can do print materials and all kinds of things. But we really customize every package. It depends on the business and what they need, and then we go from there.
So the mom brain is your secret weapon.
I think so.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Where are you based, and what area or regions does your company serve?
Yeah, because we can help anybody. It doesn't need to be geographically limited, really. So I have clients all over the United States, Canada, U.S. Virgin Islands, the UK. As long as we do phone calls. That's how we set it up. We get to know them, and so they can book a call 5 days a week with us. And as long as we can make it match with our schedules, it's not really a limitation.
Super.
Yeah.
International company.
Absolutely.
Nice. What makes your business unique?
I think what makes our business unique is because we own our own business. So that's the connection, right? Because I own my own local brick and mortar business, I know what business owners are going through. I know what they're struggling with. I know their to-do list is never ending. I know that they've got fires that they need to put out. I get it. So that's how I'm able to help with marketing with other companies, because I really can empathize, right? And I can say, you know what, you don't have to do it all. I remember the days of doing absolutely everything all by myself, and that's overwhelming, right? And plus having to keep on top of Google changes, Facebook changes, there's all these algorithms and all these things that are constantly evolving. We and my geeky husband stay on top of that stuff. And so I think that's what makes us unique, is we're able to say, you know what, you don't need to worry about it. We'll stay on top of all this technology stuff. You run your business, and we'll roll out those changes. We'll make sure that your website's evolving as it needs to. There's all these buzzwords, like we used to want a mobile website. Now we want a responsive site because of all the different type of tablets and sizes of phones that we're using. Your website's got to grow and shrink with that, and it's overwhelming for a business owner to be like, what now what do I need, right? And so with our company, we can just simply, if you're our client, we can roll it out and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is how we can help. Don't worry, don't stress, we'll take care of it for you. And they love that, and again, I get them. I understand. It's that empathy to understand what it's like to be a business owner. So I'm not just a marketer, but I'm a business owner who understands marketing.
Super.
Yeah.
With two guns on each hip,
That's right?
Geeky husband and the mom brain.
Exactly. Win-win, right?
Describe your ideal customer.
Yeah, my ideal customer is really someone who owns a local business with a local reach, right? And they're selling appointments or services. That's what our expertise is. Not in a new concept that you're trying to inform or educate people about, but something that someone's already searching for, right? It's an appointment or service-based. That's what we can make sure you're ranking online, and people will find you.
So when you started, we talked about Rogers School of Music.
Yeah.
What's this new business called?
Never Alone Business Services.
Never Alone Business Services. Yes. Awesome. So how do you stay ahead of the competition? You said it's constantly changing out there.
Yeah, I love reading. I love researching. I'm in a ton of different, I'm always learning. I'm always taking new courses. I'm always absorbing information. And I found out that not everybody's like that. I didn't know that. I guess that's just my thing, right? And so I think that's how I'm able to help other people, because they're like, I can't read the amount of books you read or the articles or whatever's being pushed out. I'm like, not a problem. It's easy for me. So I'll stay on top of it, and I'll let you know what you need to know. And that's just kind of where I've made my niche, right? People know they can come to me for the latest information, and I'm going to make sure that they get it in their hands so that their business can continue to grow.
That's awesome. How do you give back to the community?
Actually, we started a little division called Music Permissions, and so it's really my heart and passion to be able to fund missionaries, maybe in Mexico, give them music and instruments. So we'll often meet them, like we've had a couple friends where we've met here in the States, and they'll be able to take it across the border, because it's actually really tricky for us to ship it there. It might be lost in transit, all kinds of things, and we can get it for a cheaper price, at wholesale, and so we can give them a lot more for their money, or we obviously just donate it. And a lot of our students will bring in music that's lightly used, that they don't need it anymore. And there's a program downtown that is free music lessons for kids in the inner city, and so we just give music to that organization so that we can bless them, and the music school loves that. So so that's how I kind of bring in the music again with both companies. So we do have an umbrella company. It's Hickle Enterprises, right? And so that's what we are kind of encompassing both of these companies with, and my heart will always be with music. And so that's how we kind of give back to the community in that way, is tying the music back into it.
Truly an international footprint now. You're giving back even internationally.
Yeah, I guess I have a big heart and big dreams.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here today,
Thank you.
Joe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
My company is, I have several companies, or several divisions of my company anyway.
Okay.
So Heidi's Lifestyle Gardens bloomed out of fine gardening. So estate gardening, seasonal switch outs of containers, planting bulbs, things like that. And then we blossomed into a landscape division, so we can do hardscapes and bigger construction projects, if you will. And I started that company when I was 17, and we're 38 years old now, do the math. And just recently, 18 months ago, we bought a nursery in Corcoran. It was called Lawn King. Wonderful family that owned it for 40 years. And so we moved in there just 18 months ago, and now we have a 5.5 acre footprint where we provide, there's 23 bulk bins of product. We focus on really good soils. We have things like wild rice hulls harvested from up north. So it's a local product that's a great amendment for the soils, a byproduct that most people may not think of. So we're looking at things a little bit differently than a typical nursery and garden center. All of the plant materials we grow there are neonicotinoid free, and actually my field divisions are my retail company's largest customer. So it made sense for me to grow a lot of our own product. But really the focus, the motivation of getting this new footprint is we can touch more people. Not everybody needs a fine gardener. Not everybody's going to hire a landscape company. They're do-it-yourselfers. And so we can teach and educate more people and provide them products that they can't find elsewhere.
So do they have to spell neonicotinoid before they can leave the store?
Certainly not, no. And I don't care if you say peony. It might depend on if you're from Iowa or Canada. So as long as we can communicate about things, the people-plant connection is strong. And it's God's green earth that's going to heal the planet, not an outdoor kitchen. So we really believe in connecting people to those plants that mean something to them. And usually you can always find some common language to speak. I think in my 38-year career, I have never felt so much enthusiasm for the environmental world. Everybody's really concerned about where we're going as a planet, and there's simple solutions that we can create with them to make them feel good about the choices that they're making on their properties for themselves and for the next generation. So we really try to encourage the kids in this dialogue and experience to make sure that it's sustainable for years to come.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
What areas do you serve?
Well, we'd like to serve more. Certainly we're out in Corcoran, and not everybody even knows where Corcoran is. So we're just north of Medina Ballroom, and we're 15 minutes from Minneapolis. So for the retail division, we'd love to hit more of, Maple Grove and pull from Minneapolis and, into Brooklyn Park. Certainly folks from around the Lake Minnetonka area, they come and see us because that's where most of our field divisions operate, is in the western suburbs of Minneapolis. We have a 20-mile radius that we service, but we really believe in helping more people. So we had somebody come in from North Dakota the other day. So you just never know the seeds that you're going to plant and how they're going to sprout. So we have workshops and seminars to try to educate people. And right now it's the holiday season, so we encourage people to come in and shop our boutique items. We've got Christmas trees and flocking that's going on right now. It's all about decking the halls. So, no matter what season we're looking at, there's specialty items that we switch into. So there's always fresh things to attract any type of consumer.
Outstanding. So growth is on your mind, and it sounds like you are growing.
Yeah, growth is definitely on our mind. We're registered as a farm with the USDA, and so we really are hoping to service farmsteaders, homesteaders. How is that looking today? We have beehives on site that are managed by the U of M Bee Squad. I don't know anything about caring for bees, but we bring in local experts who can help educate us and who can help educate our customers that come into the store. We sell that artisanal brand of honey in our store. And if you use local honey and you have allergies, it really helps your health and well-being to eat local honey. So we're trying to understand how to connect that more fully for anybody and everybody. We're going to be putting up a high tunnel to do growing in shoulder seasons. In Minnesota, our seasons are limited, so we're growing into opportunities to grow longer. We've got a cistern that we're going to put on the roof to capture and reuse the water. So we're loving this 5.5 acre property back up into what she can be into future generations.
That's great, Heidi. Tell me a little bit about your culture and the people that make up your organization.
Yeah, right. We do have core values that we focus on. We're horticulturally passionate folks. That's really the core tenet. And then maybe flexibility, because you have to be flexible in our line of work. Things change pretty quickly. And we're positive in nature and team-oriented and caring. We believe in what we call the gift of gardens, and we give back to the community with either plants and the product, or we give of our time. And we don't do guerrilla gardening. Have you ever heard of guerrilla gardening?
I've never heard
It's
of
like
guerrilla
pop-up gardening as a surprise. Nobody knows you're going to do it, and all of a sudden, here's a pop-up garden. We don't do guerrilla gardening. That happens more sort of in urban settings than rural. But we believe in community involvement and engagement. So we hold events in one of our potting sheds there for people to engage in. We really hope to be a hub, a center for dialogue, because there's so much that we can do together as a people. So we want to be a community to provide that.
Super. What makes, it sounds like there's a lot of answers to this question, but what really makes your business unique?
I think what makes our business the most unique is the people-plant connection. I don't think we talk often enough about how plants can heal us. Did you know that there's a natural occurring bacterium in the soil that when you touch it, releases serotonin? You really do get the happy button when you garden. And we shouldn't dismiss that as a peoples. We've lost some of this indigenous wisdom, and I think we need to bring that back in again. I'm certified in horticultural therapy, and I bring that to various populations. It works great for elders and at-risk youth, incarcerated, anybody really. We offer wellness programs for just anybody who needs a little TLC. And we sort of, pshaw, yeah, okay, maybe it works. No, it really does. And I think it's critically important. The world is spinning very fast these days. And I think we need to center ourselves, and this is a marvelous way to do that. So we tend to honor that and really focus on that as a platform.
We all need more happy buttons.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. Is your business very competitive, and how do you stay ahead of competition?
It's a really good question, and I tend to think of our competitors as colleagues. My belief is all ships rise. And I believe that we're in a really important time environmentally, and we need all of us to be doing this together. I think the competitive piece might be that not everybody is willing or able to change their business model or necessarily see that they have to shift to remain relevant. So that's potentially how we stay ahead, is I like change. I'm all about it, and I think we need to go and get the kids involved. I mean, I'm past president of the Minnesota Nursery and Landscape Association, and it's only third female president in its 90-year history. And we, as the MNLA, we focus on third to fifth graders and ensuring that early in their youth, they learn about growing things, because we've identified that the kids need to learn at an early age to be able to pick us as a career and as a profession. So my company looks at the youth as not only our potential consumers, but our potential employees.
So it's growing young horticulturalists. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So we engage with the FFA. A lot of local schools out here in the rural community focus on FFA. I speak to schools. I was just at Hennepin Tech. I'm going down to the university. There's all sorts of opportunity, and you just need to say yes.
Super. Thanks so much for coming today.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for being
Thank
a part
you.
of this, Heidi. Okay, so let's get this started. Why don't you introduce yourself and your company?
Perfect. I'm Dr. Lindsay Jepson, and I own Health Source of Rogers in Rogers, Minnesota. We've been in practice since 2009. I've been the owner since 2012, and our practice is made up of 60% is wellness, people who are coming in maintaining a healthy spine. We get the majority of our new patients from a pain or some ailment that's happening that they can't do things in life, so definitely help patch them back together, getting things better, and then moving them to something called wellness. So we treat all ages. I treat babies to the elderly, so just really that family aspect feel.
Wow. So you kind of talked a little bit about the services that you offer, but that's very engaging, that from young babies all the way up. Tell me a little bit more about what specific services do you offer to people?
We like to say from the cradle to the grave, you have a spine, and you should maintain you should maintain it and keep
Hopefully.
it healthy, right? As we get older, we want to have time, we want to have money, we want to have those things. A lot of times people forget about their health. You can have all the time in the money, or excuse me, all the time in the world. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, what do you have? So we believe chiropractic is just one of those spokes in that wheel to help maintain and have a healthy life. So specifically what we do, something that sets us apart from other chiropractors is we focus on something called progressive rehab. So that's the muscle component to a person's condition. So when somebody comes in, we will find that they have a misalignment, they have an underlying condition, but we also find that their muscles aren't doing what it's supposed to be doing to stabilize the spine. So what we find is when we put those two therapies together, you'll get better faster, you'll stay better longer, and you'll have a better outcome. And then we can just maintain you in a healthy state.
So the muscles are connected to the bones.
They are.
Outstanding.
They are.
Where are you based, and what regions does your company serve?
We are located right in Rogers, right off of 101 and Northdale Boulevard. Our main clientele comes from Rogers and Dayton. As a chiropractor, it has to be convenient between driving to work, kids, sports, all that jazz. So we primarily take care of people in Rogers and Dayton.
Great. So you mean some of your customers have busy lives?
I know, yes, they do.
What makes your business unique?
I think the thing that makes our business unique is every week we take out hours, and myself and our team, we train. What that means is we specifically sit down over each new patient that came in. We go over their x-rays from the front desk to the rehab team members to the doctors, and we really engage in what's going on in our company and how we can make it better. We talk about maybe some holes that happened the week prior. What do we need to do to fix it so the patient has a phenomenal experience? It's really important to us that our patients give us feedback, positive or negative, so we can improve and give them what they deserve. So I think that's really what sets us apart, is that we just want to create a place where people have peace and hope. And if we can't help you, we're going to tell you that and put you in the direction that you're going to get the results you're seeking.
So even behind the scenes, when the customer's not there, you're trying to help them.
Yes. Normally everyone's like, oh, you don't work often. I'm like, oh, by noon on Friday, I've punched like 50 hours.
Wow.
So we're always doing something, which is great. I love it.
Nice. What's an ideal customer for you, and what messages do you have for them?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know if it's because I am a mother of 3 and married, work full-time, my husband works full-time, just knowing the demands of life. So an ideal customer for us is somebody, middle-aged female who really looks at not only how they are today, but how they want to be in the future, and wants to take care of their family and their husband and their spouse. So we have a lot of family members families that come into our practice, and we don't want to just take care of one of them. We want to take care of everybody and make sure everyone's doing well. But like I mentioned earlier, we treat all patients depending upon ages. Everybody's care plans are different. They're catered to what the patient wants, and more importantly, what they need. So it just kind of depends.
Awesome. How do you deliver value to your customers?
Good question. I think the way we give them value is our personal mission statement. We really want to be a place where people achieve their dreams, achieve their goals, have peace and hope, You know, and the value is our training and making sure that every single patient that comes in, every single team member knows what that person's, if you want to say, condition is. There's something really important that we want to know of each patient. It's called the key value. So you may come into my clinic because you have low back pain, and that would be unfortunate, right? But let's say you love golfing and now you can't golf. Well, our focus is going to be on getting you golfing, because the pain's going to go away. We could take drugs, we could get injections, not that anything's wrong with that, but if we can help you in a different way, that's our mission and our goal. So it's more on getting you, the patient, back to doing what you enjoy in life and keeping you healthy that way.
Nice. Getting me back to the life that I want to live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outstanding. How do you stay ahead of your competitors?
Well, honestly, I think it's just our intent of what we're trying to give our patient. So, you know, chiropractic is a beautiful profession. You can have so many different, avenues you go down with it, whether it's pediatrics or many different things. I think there's a place for every single one of us out there, and it's just determining what it is that you want and what's your niche, and then just being really good at it.
Awesome. Tell me about your company culture. I already found out that you're helping customers even when they're not in the room. But tell me how deeper that goes.
Yeah, no, our culture is you have to have fun. You have to care. You have to have compassion. You have to have empathy. Sometimes some sympathy. I mean, when a patient comes in right away and they're in a lot of pain, we kind of say, well, we don't really know the person yet. Until you get out of that pain and get out of that acute crisis. But I mean, our culture is all about just giving and being purposeful and just really taking care of people.
Awesome. I think that's probably why people come through the door. They want to be taken care of.
I think so, yeah. Sometimes it's funny where a patient will come through and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm helping them, but they just keep coming. Like I think they just like our energy, and they're having so much fun. And they know that we have our best interests at heart. I mean, if I really don't feel, or Dr. Brittany don't feel that what we're doing is really helping them, we will be the first one to say, you know, let's go down a different road. Let's get an MRI. Let's talk to an orthopedic surgeon. You know, we got to take care of the patient, no matter where that's at.
You're giving a lot back to your patients. That's very obvious. What do you give back to the community?
Well, it's always been a mission of mine to be a key pillar in my community. So we do many different events, whether it's with our time, our talent, or our money. We like to put on a lot of different events in our town as well. We have the Ladies' Night, which has turned in from a 5-vendor night in my office to now we rent out the community center and we serve hundreds of people each night. We recently just put on a spooky sprint 5K where we had runners come out, and all proceeds went back to the Cross Food Shelf for something called Kids Pack. We are heavily involved in the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, the Chamber, just really wanting to find different avenues that we can help and serve and make this place great.
Sounds like a great place.
Yeah, I like
awesome.
it. Love it.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come.